Sakamoto Days is a popular manga series written and illustrated by Yuto Suzuki. The series follows the life of a former hitman, Taro Sakamoto, who has retired from his violent ways to live a quiet and peaceful life with his family. He works at a convenience store and tries to escape his past, but it doesn't take too long for his old life to catch up with him. For those who know the series, it's no news that Taro Sakamoto does not shy away from being a little disrespectful at times, even though he's mostly known for his cool demeanor and impressive abilities. Most of the time, he can be very harsh or blunt with his words toward anyone, especially when he's not trying to get physical. At the end of the day, it all boils down to him trying to challenge the norms of his violent past. Even though Sakamoto deeply desires a peaceful life, he can't help but get caught up in his old ways from time to time. So in today's video, we'll be looking at some of the moments in the series where Taro Sakamoto's actions can be considered way too disrespectful, even though they were extremely funny. The first showdown in the convenience store. Early in the manga series, Taro is portrayed as a character very good at creating a lot of trouble in the blink of an eye, and this was shown usually when the routine quiet life he's trying to live gets interrupted. Basically, the guy hates anything that could threaten the peace of his humble life. In one particular instance, a group of armed assailants tried to cause trouble in his convenience store, and you can already imagine how this former hitman must have handled the situation. Sakamoto dealt with guys like these throughout his early days, so he knew exactly how to take care of the situation. He effortlessly takes them out with zero regard. He beats them up, showing so much nonchalance, and that just shows how much he does not even rate them. This veteran of the sport does not even try to give them a little respect for the fact that they actually tried to rob him. He just wiped the floor with them using his old skills. His cold and dismissive attitude towards these criminals, showing no hesitation in knocking them out, just elaborates his lack of respect for his enemies. Number 2 is disrespecting the organized crime world and old colleagues. So we've already established that Taro Sakamoto used to be an excellent hitman working for a criminal organization before he retired and get married to live his peaceful life. But what we didn't mention is the fact that he never actually asked for permission before he left. Apparently, Sakamoto did not even feel the need to let them know before hanging his boots and moving on with his life. This just goes to show how much disregard he had for his former employers. Such behavior is never tolerated in the criminal world, so as you can imagine, despite leaving his job as a hitman, Sakamoto's reputation still lingers. As a result, he often finds himself involved in dangerous situations where he is forced to once again show the organization that he doesn't really care about what they think, which leads him to provoking the hierarchy of crime syndicates and organizations. An early example of this is when Taro Sakamoto is confronted by an old associate or rival, Shin. The guy pulls up at his store and almost gets killed by the former hitman, but cleverly introduces himself before that. Initially, he has intentions of killing Shin, but after realizing that it's his old partner, they go out to chat over some food. At the table, Shin tries to light a cigarette, but Sakamoto rudely splits the stick in half before pointing at the no smoking sign. Eventually, Shin starts trying to convince Sakamoto to come out of retirement and rejoin the organization because they've clearly never had anyone as good as him. Unfortunately, the rude hitman quickly dismisses the idea and makes it clear that he has no intention. After this rejection, the crime bosses order Shin to eliminate Sakamoto, and as you can imagine, that does not go too well. The big store owner casually beats his old partner up, showing zero respect during their fight by using stuff like candy and ice cream to beat Shin, who literally had a loaded machine gun in his hands. Eventually, Sakamoto knocks Shin out with one powerful kick that puts him in his place and causes him to wake up in a hospital bed. Number 3 is the fight with the crime bosses. We already know that Taro Sakamoto does not have the least bit of respect for his former employers or colleagues, and that's why it shouldn't be surprising that he was involved in a major clash with them after his retirement. So after his encounter with Shin, who tried to assassinate him in his own store, Sakamoto finds himself forced to take the initiative to protect his family from his old demons. On the other hand, Shin realizes why Sakamoto had to leave the life of crime and begs the bosses to let the former hitman stay in retirement, but they refuse and try to kill him. Sakamoto finds out about this and decides to go save Shin, but for some reason he takes the least deadly weapon in his entire collection, showing just how little he rates the organization. By the time Sakamoto joins the fight, Shin is almost out of ammo and about to be finished off. Shin takes a bullet to the knee and finds himself surrounded by guns pointed to his head. Thankfully, that's when the big guy comes in, using the same carefree attitude to take out all of the ops. He casually uses a taser to knock out the 3 hitmen at the same time. This old sport literally pulls out chopsticks and uses it to fight them. proving that he definitely does not see them as a threat to his own life. He uses a pair of chopsticks to catch the bullets and then basically teleports behind the shooter in the blink of an eye before tossing him around like a toy. At this point, it's pretty obvious that this whole fight is like a cakewalk for him. He's just messing around them because how on earth do you dismantle a gun with just one pull? One of the goons tries to sneak up on Sakamoto from behind, but he effortlessly grabs the guy's arms and gives him a mean elbow to the jaw. The crazy part about this fight is the fact that Sakamoto chooses to beat them one by one rather than just taking them all out at once. Eventually he gets bored, so he just uses his knife to split the gun in half and then packs up the rest of the goons with ease. After this whole saga, he's impressed by Shin, so he offers the guy a job at the convenience store. Number 4 is Sakamoto's relationship with his family. One of the most interesting aspects of Sakamoto's character is his relationship with his family. While he clearly loves them, there are moments when he disregards their wishes or acts in a way that puts them in danger. Being a former hitman who probably thinks he's invincible, he usually downplays the risks of his former life, brushing off concerns from his wife or daughter when they worry about his safety. A good instance of this was the one time when Sakamoto's wife expressed concern about his actions. She knows about his dangerous past life, and so from time to time she gets worried about his safety, but rather than reassuring her or giving her a clear explanation, Sakamoto dismisses her worries with his nonchalant attitude, showing little regard for her feelings at the moment. As you can imagine, that's just the kind of thing that women hate. So even though Sakamoto does not necessarily mean to be rude to her, his naturally cold demeanor just manages to make him look that way. Overall, what we can say for sure is that even though he can sometimes be seen as disrespectful toward his loved ones by putting them in harm's way without prior notice, he definitely does not mean to. That's about it for this video. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.